Oh, my final guest of the night. As I mentioned earlier, he might be the only member of the garage scene with a worse hairline than me.
This guy, the violation already.
We actually worked out the other day that Christian Eriksen, he plays for Brentford, has a combination of both of our hairlines.
I've been here for 2 minutes.
Well, he's a very talented producer. He's also a good friend and a partner in my label, Steppers Club. Well, maybe not after this interview, to be fair. Well, he's a man with many fingers in many pies, and he's got his own events company and house label, Satori, accompanying his involvement in our label, and occasionally he makes a track as well. Minister, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
I've just set you up for a disaster here, mate. I'm so sorry.
Set me up.
I was sat in my room earlier writing this, and I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying this one.
Yeah, I'm very well. Thanks for having me on, mate.
Well, that's the end of the interview. That's all we got time for. So
This guy at home.
No.
He wants smoke.
Oh dear. Right, so we're here to talk about a track of yours that is on the way very soon. So can you tell us what the track is called, when it's coming out, where it's coming out, and a little bit how it came to be?
Yeah, the track is called Free the Organ. It come about, well, as you know, I had a bit of a hiatus from music.
Of course.
Lost a lot of motivation after lockdown, I'd say. Took a bit of a break out, listened to people around me, yourself, a couple of other producers who were just saying, just give it a go, like, get back into just making music that you enjoy and just strip it back. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Don't try, like, I was trying to make songs and now I'm just making beats and I'm enjoying it. And yeah, the track's called Free the Organ, coming out on Steppers Club 8th of April, I want to say. I think it's coming out soon anyway. And yeah, it's just like, I guess it kind of represents the music I'm making now. A bit more sort of, like a bit more of a blend between garage and house.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a bit bumpy, quite clubby vibes. And yeah, coming out soon.
Yeah, I think it definitely sits kind of in the middle of house and garage, which I think, especially have it like in terms of what you're saying about making songs versus making beats. Like the one thing I did notice when I came to your last Satori event was like all the tunes that were being played were more like beats that you kind of just bop to, rather than, because I feel like garage is it's a peak. And then there's a peak, and then there's a trough, and then it's that sort of thing. Whereas houses, it kind of builds up, and it's just like a bit more like that.
Yeah, they're so related, you know.
Yeah,
it's like,
course, yeah.
Obviously, there's so much different garage out there to consume, and I love 99% of it. But the stuff that really gets me going is like the groovy sort of a bit stripped back, like bass lines that are gonna kind of jerk your neck a little bit. So yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm going for now.
So how do you find it then, as an artist, kind of operating in both scenes? Like, do you find there's a lot of crossover, or is one quite different from the other? Like,
I'd say they're very different in ways, but I'd say I have more of an influencing the garage scene. I have more knowledge about it, whereas house is like, it's so big, you know. It's so, you know, garage can be a little bit saturated because everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, they operate quite differently, I would say. You know, even just the way the club nights go, it's less. I feel like in house, the DJs are less of the performers. They're just kind of there. They blend in with the crowd, and they're kind of just playing the music for everyone to groove along to. Whereas the events we play, it's more, I feel like everyone's there just for the artist.
Yeah, big time.
Not just the sounds.
Now, I'll ask you about what you have coming up with Steppers Club, but if you reveal anything that's unannounced, I'll kill you.
True.
So, so what does the future hold for Satori? And obviously, I've seen you guys have started to focus on the releases a little bit more recently. Is that kind of a sign of, you know, what's to come for 2022?
Yeah, definitely. With Satori, like, up until now, we've been going about maybe just over a year and a half, releasing mainly free downloads, but it's helped build a profile massively. And the events at the moment are definitely carrying us. Like, our event profile is way bigger than our actual music releases.
No, your event that I went to popped off. Like, that's one of the better London ones
you.
I've been to. And I'm not just saying that because you're here. So.
Oh, thanks. I'm very gassed, thank you. But yeah, I feel like for us, the main focus now is making an imprint in the actual scene. Like, at the moment, we're a very local brand. If you're from West London and you like house music, you probably know of us, because that's where we operate, that's where we do our thing, and there's not many other brands doing it there. But in the wider scope of things, we haven't really made an in yet.
Right.
So the biggest thing this year is we've got a vinyl release coming out in around August time. Don't want to say too much yet.
Okay.
But yeah, it's actually like a speed garage kind of crossover.
Nice.
And yeah, we're gonna release.
I think I know the tune.
You might do. Might play it later if you're lucky.
Oh wow, that's exciting. Well, we're gonna get into your guest mix later on as well, which I'm very excited about. Obviously to hear this speed garage track that's gonna be coming out soon.